Earlier, we told you about an attack on the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna and the reactions over that coming from the NDA itself. To talk more about this, I have joining me Secretary of the Retired Military Veterans Federation of Nigeria, Awwal Abdullahi Aliyu. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. It just appears the bandits are losing fear. They are just becoming more emboldened. What do you think gave them so much confidence to perpetrate this kind of attack on such a facility as the NDA?
Well, the reality remains that even though yes, bandits, but we see more, we are suspecting something better or bigger than just the bandit. I wonder how bandit will have the guts to penetrate military training institution like NDA, and then so went ahead straight to a particular place where it's actually their target, and then went and opened fire periodically and succeeded in killing 2 senior officers and abducting one and go with them. That it is suggested that it's not just about banditry alone, but we see it as a well-planned attack. Between the fence perimeter of where they pass through to the accommodation or the residential area where they perpetrated that act, it's a very long distance trek. So for them to be able to pass through and get to that very particular destination, and not just only that, there were other residential areas that they didn't really bother to go through those residential areas. Their concentration was just on this very one that they got to. So it is somehow sketchy. But then even at that, banditry in Nigeria, and most especially northern Nigeria, has come to be really overwhelming. And in any case, this is suggesting to us, even though we are suspecting a much more bigger sin than just bandit coming into the
So, Mr. Ali, if you can hear me, are you insinuating there could be some form of collusion between the bandits and...
if you leave it even at the bandit, it is woke up and then they are really determined, and I think they... Go ahead.
Mr. Ali, if you can hear me, I am asking if, based on what you said just now, you are insinuating that there is probably some level of collusion between the bandits and operatives for security architecture.
Yes, otherwise, I cannot see how bandit will have the guts. Military formation, you know that the only people that can attack and bring them down, they know very well, are the military, the members of the armed forces. Now they are coming to a tri-service institution. When I say tri-service, NDA comprises the Air Force, Navy, and the Army. That is what we call the tri-service. And they are coming into the tri-service institution and coming to perpetrate this mayhem. And like you know, they have succeeded in killing a naval officer, an Air Force officer, and abducting an Army officer, which means they have succeeded in dealing with the tri-service officers on ground. So it is more like, I think it is just beyond banditry. But even like I said, if you leave it as banditry or the bandit coming in to perpetrate mayhem, it means they have a lot of lever, but they cannot just come inside an institution like NDA and perpetrate this act and just walk out away and then untouched, unhindered. Something is happening somewhere that we are really trying to know what is really happening. But I'm sure that, like you know, the authority in NDA and the authority in Wandi, with that of the Air Force, have joined together and are after these bandits. And I want to believe strongly that they are going to get them. And when they get them, we'll get to know the real story of what is really happening, or what has really happened, or why, or what made them to have that guts to come into Nigerian Defense Academy, a military training institution. Not only that, like I said, it's a tri-service institution, and they have succeeded in coming in. It is really disheartening. It is heartbroken. It is scary. Let me use this word. It's really scary. And if we are getting to this level, it means the safety is somehow. But then, that is not to say that they have overpowered the members of the armed forces. No, they have not. They don't have that capacity. They can never have that capacity. But what we are saying is that it is really bad that we are having it this way. But I can believe and I can guarantee you that the guys that perpetrate this act will be traced. They are being traced as I speak to you. And I want to strongly believe.
You know, before now, there have actually been voices speaking about collusion between security operatives and these enemies of the nation. Let's just see how far these investigations will go to reveal some of these things to us. Secretary, Retired Military Veterans Federation of Nigeria, Awwal Abdullahi Aliyu, thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you for having me.